In this video, we're going to learn how to create a new BrightWork report. The first step is to create a page to house your report. So select Site Contents and the BrightWork Pages library. And now we're going to create a new page here. So you go up to the Files tab and select New Document. Give the document a name. And select the BrightWork page template. That provides the proper layout for setting up your report. Click Create. This gives you a new page that has several sections or zones on it: a header, a top row, a left center, a right center, and a footer section. We're going to work with the header section and the top row section. The header section is where you put navigation for the report. So click Add a Web Part, and in the categories, select BrightWork. Here you'll find a set of BrightWork specific web parts that you can add into a page. One we're interested in for navigation is called the Tabs web part. Add that in there, and then in the top row section or any other section, you can add a BrightWork Reporter web part. You'll find this in the BrightWork Reporter category and the Reporter web part. Again, click Add to add that to that section of the page. Now we're ready to create our report. You can stop editing the page by clicking Stop Editing at the top of the page. Here we have the two web parts ready to be configured. Let's start with the report. Click on the link that's inside the report frame here, and that will bring up the Configure Reporter settings. First, we need to select a data source of where we're going to get the information for our report. And there are several different sources to choose from. You can choose from a work cache, a project cache, the project status report cache, the reporter library where you can have custom report definitions, the server gallery, and or custom location. We're going to select the reporter library because that's where most of our report definitions that we use are in BrightWork. Now that we have the source, let's choose the report definition we want to use. Since this is going to be a project summary, I'm going to select all project summaries. The report scope is where you determine if you're going to look at the current site or this site and the subsites below it. Again, since this is a roll-up of project summary information, we'll include all project summaries and all the subsites. Next, what type of report are we going to create? And there are 4 different types: chart, Gantt, list, and resource report. In this video, we're going to create a list item report, and we'll look at other reports in other videos. Next is the web part settings, where you give the report a title. New All Project Summaries. The Chrome type is where you can choose to have a border or not, or the title. We'll choose default, which will give us a border and a title. The next configuration section is all about performance and rendering. It is already preset to enable the site filters, which means that this report will show active projects if the site filter is on and being used. Other settings include if you want to have a different caption for the site name, project name, for the list name, list ID. You want to show the report description, which is the description about the report definition, and if you want to show the error reporting. There's also a feature to enable you to see how fast the report runs, and that's good for troubleshooting if the report's taking a long time to run. The next section is the column settings. You can expand the selection, and you'll find that there's already a preset columns to use in the report, and most report definitions have this. Additional columns will be listed in alphabetical order that you can add to the report. Simply click on the selection and what columns you want to display, and then choose what position they'll be from the left. At the bottom of the column listings is another setting in which you can set a specific column that will navigate to the project statement form from that particular column. It turns it into a link. The next section is for sorting, and there is also a default there for priority and due date or finish date. Group by section, where we can group the projects by any of the column attributes that we have in there. For instance, let's group this by project type. Here you can choose whether it's going to be sorted by the grouping in ascending order, descending order, and whether it starts out in expanded or collapsed view. There's also a total section to determine if you want to count or summarize information. And the last is a setting to help make the report easier to read on the page by emphasizing alternating rows and setting up borders for the rows. You click OK, and you have your report. Once you have your report, now you can set up the navigation to point to the set of links to get back to this page. You simply click on Open the Tool pane, select the page group you want. In this case, this is a projects report, so I'm going to have it as part of the project links. Now we'll have to go into the Report tab list and add a link to this page, and then it'll appear in this navigation. And that'll be covered under a separate video. There you are. You have your new list project report.